Well, we are following breaking news in Buffalo this evening. A search is on right now for a missing diver from the Buffalo Police Underwater Recovery Team. Many agencies are searching for that missing diver right now in the Niagara River. And Buffalo police tell us the 34-year-old diver went missing during a regular training session earlier this afternoon. Now the clock is ticking. We have a number of reporters and photographers on the scene. News 4's Nalina Shapiro begins our team coverage overlooking the river from Niagara Street. Nalina?
Good evening, Jackie. Good evening, everybody. You can see I'm live in Buffalo. The Peace Bridge and the Niagara River is behind me. Several people have gathered to see what's going on. If you walk with me this way, down there over the 190 is where the massive search and rescue mission is going on. At least 15 different agencies are currently searching for a missing Buffalo Police underwater recovery diver. The diver is 34 years old. Buffalo Police just told us that a short time ago. This all started around 12:50 this afternoon when the Buffalo Police underwater recovery team was conducting routine training exercises in this part of the Niagara River that has a very strong current, that is very dangerous, but they have these training exercises to prepare for the real life scenario. It was around 1 o'clock that their training exercise turned into a real rescue mission when one of their own went missing. We know from Buffalo Police that backup diver tanks with their air in it were found on the surface of the water, but Buffalo Police clarified and said the tanks do not belong to the missing diver. We also know from the Coast Guard that the diver was supposed to be attached with a cord to some type of diving boat that he was the person was jumping off of. Again, we don't know if it's a man or a woman, but the diver was jumping off this boat. It's unclear why the diver became detached from that tether, why it broke. We don't know that yet. So again, this is going on right now. Buffalo Police gave us an update a short time ago. Take a listen to how they describe what's happening.
At this point, it is still a rescue mission. The search is underway, and we will be here as long as it takes to locate the officer. It's still a rescue at this point because we don't have any information to not make it a rescue.
Back live here by the Niagara River, I want to get to Luke Moretti, who's been also getting new information and can tell us more about exactly the challenging and difficult work these divers do. Luke, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yeah, this started to unfold just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. Obviously, a police diver goes missing here at the foot of ferry along the Niagara River. This is very much still a very active search. You have about 10 or 15 agencies that are involved in the search. In fact, over the past 10 minutes or so, we noticed that crews were bringing in portable lights because obviously they're trying to take advantage of daylight and there's not a lot of it left. But this is going to be a search that's going to continue throughout the evening. Obviously, police saying earlier that it is an active search. They were able to at least identify the diver as a 34-year-old member of the underwater recovery team. Now, this is a very elite team that gets involved in a lot of different things with the police department. You know, they're tasked to, obviously, with the grim task of having to look for drowning victims. They also look for evidence that's missing that could have been tossed into the water. A lot goes into the training with this particular URT team. I know that they have to train for at least a year before they become a permanent member. And they train all year long. Every month they're in the water somewhere doing training like they were here today at the foot of ferry. Now, a number of boats are in the water, as you can see, including the City of Tonawanda Police Department, and I had a chance to talk to one of their police officials earlier today about the challenges of having to do a search in this very swift water.
Swift water right now, that's quite a current out there right now. And it's tough. You can see the boats making their way up the river and then drifting back down. But right now it's just making up and down sweeps right now.
It's a very methodical search that's going on. You could actually see the boats, you know, they'll come up the river and then they'll stop for a while and then they drift back and they go back and forth, and you know, they're doing sort of a grid search here, you know, as much as possible in this particular area. But again, at this point, we have a 34-year-old member of the Buffalo Police Underwater Recovery Team, 34-year-old diver that went missing earlier this afternoon. A lot of police agencies, fire agencies, emergency rescue people down here at the foot of ferry, all assisting with this task tonight. We'll obviously keep you posted with the very latest developments. Let's send it back to Nalina now.
All right, Luke, thank you so much. I want to leave you with this tonight. This has got to be such a difficult time for Buffalo police, who are now searching for one of their own. They're not only dealing with the powerful currents behind me, they're also dealing with the fact that they're looking for one of their own tonight. So we will continue to stay here, and we're going to talk to people on the scene. One woman who was here earlier said she came here just to pray. And so I'm sure a lot of people I know are praying and hoping for the best, and we will continue to bring you live updates in about 10 minutes as soon as we get anything new. For now, reporting live by the Niagara River, Nalina Shapiro, News 4 at 6.
Thank you, Nalina. Again, it's a developing story, as you've seen. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates right here on air and online at WIVB.com.